So, like Christmas. New 7, what is this thing? I think it's a 7.1 liter Godzilla. So brand new Godzilla in the crate for the Isky Roadster. I'm excited to pop some bands and look at this thing. Bill of lading. I don't know who lading is, but this is a bill. It's not my bill. Uh-oh. They sent us a plastic bag instead of a motor. She just busted her windshield in her Camaro and she's really out of it.
Sorry. I just flew back on a flight and I just busted my windshield. My windshield wiper fell off and busted my windshield.
Let's see what's inside the plastic bag. Hey, it looks like an LS. Hey, stop. Does that not look like an LS?
I mean, from first glance, yeah.
I think Ford copied Chevrolet.
We're gonna start the internet debate now.
Nick, is this a double overhead cam?
What is it?
Ford motor.
No, it's just a single.
Because all the pro Ford
That's
people
true.
say, why does
I see what you're
Chevrolet still
saying
use push rods? They did that in 1918.
That's true. It's a good point.
Oh, my point is that it looks a lot like an LS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That Chevrolet was supposed to copy Ford, and the whole world got upset about it. And then all the Ford purists are like, it's got to have overhead cams or it's just not cool. Well, Ford went back to push rods. Let's look at this Ford LS. Looks a little bit like a diesel with that valve cover all custom
Super
like
wide.
that. Look how small the throttle bar
Yeah, I
is.
did not see. What is this factory rated at horsepower? Do you know?
I have no idea. We need to Google that.
Yeah, I don't know that information.
Our horsepower will be a little bit more.
Let me see.
We'll bend straighter and Isky cam this thing. Nice oil pan though. It is a rear sump oil pan, unlike a Chrysler, which is a front sump.
It's definitely very different looking with all the stuff bolted on it. We just saw the block and some cutaways of that. Another thing is that one of the whole reasons for doing the Godzilla, other than the fact that kind of a cool factor, is because it's new and there's still a lot of stuff to be figured out about them. So we're kind of taking on what would have been new in Ed's time.
It's like Ed said, I want the latest, greatest thing, whatever the newest, best motor is. So I don't know anything else. I mean, Hemi's not new. They're kind of old, been around a long time. It's LS, well, the thing is, it's a Ford, and I'm really not into putting a Chevrolet or a Chrysler in it. So
Yeah.
we need the newest, best Ford, and this happens to be it.
So I'm just doing a quick Google search here, and I'm trying to find one that's not supercharged. But supercharged, it's right at 1,000 horsepower. It's 950. So.
Get out of here. I don't see an ECU anywhere. I see a big old giant plug.
Which kind of surprises me.
It may be. Is it down here? No. I guess you don't get an ECU. Ours is going to be Holly powered.
Okay, 7.3, I believe this is correct. So 430 horsepower at 5,500 RPM.
That's no dog.
But it looks like they're easy to upgrade and they're receptive to power adder. So, but this is all pretty new still.
So it'll have a different intake manifold, obviously. We're not going to use that. And it'll have a different camshaft. It'll have a big old Isky bump stick in it.
And to be fair, I mean, the T is going to be light and little, so.
Yeah. 400 horsepower and that T is going to be, I don't think you have any problem going 120.
What's it having it right now? Probably 100 horsepower with the flathead, 100 and
probably a little over 100.
Yeah, but not a lot. Like 4 times, or well, a little less than 4 times probably.
Just think back, in the 70s when muscle cars were at their peak, 400 horsepower was a lot of horsepower. That was a 7-mile-to-gallon car with 411 gears and what have you. This thing's making that kind of horsepower and get what, 20 miles a gallon?
Probably tell you. But something else that's cool is it's still a V8 factory V8
pushrod V8.
You're not electric. You know, like they have crate engine V8 still coming out.
Gasoline forever. So I got to make some valve covers for this, and it's going to be interesting because they've got to be scalloped. Come look at the way the valve covers are scalloped.
They'll be really wide.
So they're scalloped for the injectors. The injector. So I guess I'm learning. No, I started to say I'm learning. Looks like maybe a direct injection, but it's not. It's shooting. The injector goes into the head rather than the intake manifold. That's totally wild. I had no idea. But I'll have to scallop the valve covers just like these are, and we want it to look like Ed's. Lots of interesting things. The nice looking, it's an exhaust manifold. We won't use it, but it looks like a nice free-flowing manifold. That'd be good for a turbo car. I think Ford did a lot of cool stuff on this. I should order one and put it in my 1-ton.
Have it all mixed up.
I see it's got an MLS head gasket. I can see that down there.
Right.
So I figure the motor right from factory could handle some boost. I'm not really hip on their aesthetics here.
Nah.
The crossover line from one fuel rail to the other is kind of ugly. It's square.
It really is.
Blockhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not, but we won't have any of that, so it doesn't matter. The stuff that's down deep is what we're after.
This is going to be a pretty cool new modern touch to
An old dog.
an old dog.
We're going to teach an old dog new tricks. You want to see an oxymoron before we get off of here?
Yeah.
I think this is about as oxymoron as you can get.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Wonder if we could rip the spokes out of there with that 420 horsepower. I think probably. So we'll get back with you when we open this bad boy up.
A few moments later.
Ah! The Ford almost got me. Actually, it was a 2x4.
Good one.
That's a Ford 2x4. So back in the day, Henry Ford grew his own trees for his woodies. He wanted a certain kind of maple. He grew his own trees. He bought property just for that. I wonder if this is grown on his property.
I did not know that.
This is pine, I think. I'm not a wood guy, but it looks like pine to me.
Nice.
We're gonna have a bonfire tonight. You know we're not framers and we're not construction people when we're using a brass mallet to take a crate apart. Long live metal.
That is a wrap for this video. One of the hardest parts of getting the Roadster going was actually getting the parts to the shop. Crate engine was one of those pieces, but you can actually get this from Speedway Motors. I'm going to link it below in case you want to check it out for yourself and maybe get yourself one eventually. But pretty nice piece, especially for the price point. So linking that below, check it out on Speedway Motors. Big thank you to them as well as Isky for letting this project happen or helping this project to happen. There's been tons of progress happening behind the scenes. Dad has stayed really busy because keep in mind the Roadster has to be at SEMA 2023 in the Isky booth, so the deadline is quickly approaching. So if you want to see more timely updates, head over to his Instagram page, Dennis Taylor 522. And if not, if you don't want to spoil the surprise, stick around. There'll be plenty more videos coming out where work is actually
getting underway finally. So that is it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, be happy, go fast, and stay pretty. I will see you guys next time.